Welcome to Speed Reads. Purposeful Performance, the secret mix of connecting, leading, and succeeding. Introduction. In an era where the traditional business paradigm, focused primarily on profit maximization, is increasingly being challenged, Johnathan Stanley's Purposeful Performance, the secret mix of connecting, leading, and succeeding emerges as a timely and essential guide. This book transcends conventional business strategy, advocating for a fundamental shift towards purpose-driven organizations. Stanley illuminates the limitations of a purely profit-centric approach, revealing how it often leads to disengaged employees, alienated customers, and a neglect of social and environmental responsibilities. He introduces the infinite loop of connection and the 8-slide strategic plan as practical frameworks for building organizations that not only achieve financial success, but also create meaningful impact. By emphasizing the importance of authentic connections with employees, customers, and the community, Stanley provides a roadmap for leaders seeking to cultivate a culture of purpose and drive sustainable growth. This book is not merely a theoretical treatise, it's a call to action, urging leaders to redefine success and build organizations that leave a legacy beyond the bottom line. It's an invitation to understand that a human-centric approach and a value-driven strategy are not only ethically sound, but also the most effective way to succeed in today's landscape. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Speed Reads. Your support is greatly appreciated. Section 1. The transition from a profit-driven to a purpose-driven business model represents a profound and necessary evolution in contemporary organizational philosophy, a shift that Johnathan Stanley's Purposeful Performance champions with practical strategies and compelling arguments. Traditionally, the business world operated under the assumption that maximizing shareholder value was the paramount, if not sole, objective. This singular focus often led to practices that prioritized short-term financial gains, sometimes at the expense of long-term sustainability, ethical considerations, and the well-being of stakeholders. However, a confluence of societal shifts, including heightened consumer awareness, evolving employee expectations, and a growing recognition of environmental and social imperatives, has precipitated a fundamental reevaluation of this paradigm. Stanley's work underscores that the modern business landscape demands a broader perspective, one that recognizes financial success as a byproduct of creating value for all stakeholders, not an end in itself. He articulates, through the infinite loop of connection, that true organizational success stems from forging meaningful connections with employees, customers, and the community, a process that necessitates aligning business practices with authentic purposes and values. Stanley argues that the limitations of a purely profit-centric approach become increasingly apparent in an era where consumers are discerning and demand transparency. For example, a company that solely focuses on cutting costs by exploiting labor or disregarding environmental regulations may achieve short-term financial gains, but it risks alienating customers who are increasingly conscious of ethical consumption. In contrast, a purpose-driven organization, like a company that commits to fair trade practices or invests in renewable energy, cultivates customer loyalty by aligning with their values. This approach, as Stanley suggests, is not merely altruistic, it is a strategic imperative. Similarly, employee engagement is profoundly influenced by a company's purpose. Stanley highlights that employees, particularly younger generations, seek meaningful work that contributes to a greater good. A company that prioritizes employee well-being, offers opportunities for professional development, and demonstrates a commitment to social responsibility is more likely to attract and retain top talent. For instance, A tech company that dedicates a portion of its profits to funding educational initiatives in underserved communities not only contributes to social good but also fosters a sense of purpose among its employees, leading to increased productivity and satisfaction. Moreover, the growing awareness of environmental concerns has compelled businesses to adopt sustainable practices. Stanley's framework encourages organizations to integrate environmental stewardship into their core operations, recognizing that long-term profitability is contingent upon ecological sustainability. A company that implements circular economy principles, reduces its carbon footprint, and invests in renewable resources not only mitigates its environmental impact, but also enhances its brand reputation and attracts environmentally conscious consumers. Ultimately, the shift from profit to purpose is not merely a trend, it is a fundamental redefinition of business success. As Stanley emphasizes in Purposeful Performance, organizations that embrace this shift by cultivating meaningful connections, aligning with authentic values, and demonstrating a commitment to social and environmental responsibility are not only contributing to a better world but also positioning themselves for long-term prosperity and sustainable growth. Section 2. The infinite loop of connection, as articulated by Johnathan Stanley in Purposeful Performance, represents a pivotal framework for organizations seeking to transcend traditional business models and cultivate meaningful, sustainable success. It's a strategic plan that moves beyond transactional relationships, emphasizing the creation of deep, authentic connections with key stakeholders, employees, customers, and the community. This loop isn't a linear process, but rather a continuous, interconnected cycle where each element reinforces the others, creating a powerful synergy that drives both organizational and societal value. In essence, Stanley proposes that by prioritizing these connections, businesses can unlock their full potential, fostering loyalty, engagement, and positive impact. The initial and arguably most crucial element of this loop is the connection with employees. Stanley posits that a purpose-driven organization must first cultivate a workplace where individuals feel valued, understood, and aligned with the company's mission. This transcends mere job satisfaction. It's about creating a sense of belonging and shared purpose. For instance, a company might implement regular purpose alignment sessions where employees are encouraged to share how their work contributes to the organization's broader mission. This could involve highlighting how a software developer's code facilitates access to educational resources, or how a customer service representative's empathy resolves a client's critical issue. Furthermore, Stanley suggests fostering a culture of transparency and open communication, where employees feel empowered to voice their ideas and concerns. For example, a company might establish a suggestion box or host regular town hall meetings where employees can directly interact with leadership. This not only builds trust but also empowers employees, making them feel invested in the organization's success. The second critical connection within the loop is with customers. Stanley argues that modern consumers are not merely seeking products or services, they are seeking experiences and relationships that align with their values. This necessitates moving beyond transactional interactions and fostering genuine connections. For example, a clothing company might organize community events where customers can learn about sustainable fashion practices or participate in clothing donation drives. This not only promotes the company's values, but also creates a sense of community among its customers. Similarly, a technology company might develop personalized customer support programs that focus on understanding and addressing individual needs, rather than relying on generic responses. Stanley emphasizes the importance of understanding the feeling a customer has, not just the features of a product. By fostering emotional connections through empathy and personalized experiences, companies can build lasting loyalty and advocacy. Finally, the infinite loop of connection emphasizes the importance of engaging with the community. Stanley argues that businesses have a responsibility to contribute to the well-being of the communities in which they operate. This transcends mere philanthropy. It's about integrating social impact into core business operations. For instance, a food company might partner with local farmers to source ingredients, supporting sustainable agriculture and local economies. Or, a construction company might invest in affordable housing projects or vocational training programs for underserved communities. Stanley highlights the importance of measuring and communicating the positive impact of these initiatives, demonstrating the company's commitment to social responsibility. By actively engaging with the community, businesses can build trust, enhance their reputation, and create a positive ripple effect that benefits both the organization and society. In essence, the infinite loop of connection provides a framework for building a purpose-driven organization that thrives by creating meaningful relationships with its employees, customers, and the community. This interconnected cycle, as Stanley argues, is not only ethically sound but also strategically advantageous, fostering loyalty, engagement, and positive impact that ultimately drives sustainable success. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Speed Reads. Your support is greatly appreciated. Section 3. The 8-slide strategic plan, as presented by Johnathan Stanley in Purposeful Performance, represents a streamlined and highly effective approach to strategic planning, designed to simplify execution and drive alignment within an organization. In a business landscape often characterized by complex and unwieldy strategic documents, Stanley advocates for a more concise and actionable framework. This plan is not merely about condensing information, it's about distilling the essence of an organization's purpose and translating it into a clear, actionable roadmap that can be easily understood and implemented by all stakeholders. Stanley's approach emphasizes clarity, focus, and alignment, ensuring that every member of the organization is working towards a shared vision and purpose. The core principle behind the 8-slide plan is to move away from overly detailed and often ignored strategic documents towards a more visual and digestible format. Stanley argues that by presenting key strategic information in a concise and visually compelling manner, organizations can enhance communication, facilitate understanding, and drive more effective execution. While the specific content of each of the 8 slides might be tailored to the unique needs of each organization, the underlying principles remain consistent. This approach seeks to ensure that strategic priorities are not only understood but also internalized by all members of the organization, fostering a culture of shared ownership and accountability. One of the key benefits of the 8-slide plan is its ability to facilitate alignment. By presenting strategic information in a clear and concise format, organizations can ensure that all departments and teams are working towards the same goals. This alignment is crucial for driving efficiency, reducing duplication of effort, and maximizing impact. For example, rather than having separate departmental strategies that may or may not align with the overall organizational goals, the 8-slide plan provides a unified framework that guides decision-making at all levels. Stanley might suggest a slide dedicated to the core purpose of the company, ensuring that every employee can connect their daily work to the bigger picture. Another slide might outline the key strategic priorities, providing a clear roadmap for achieving the organization's goals. A visual representation of the infinite loop of connection itself could be a slide, ensuring the company is focused on the correct stakeholders. Furthermore, The 8-slide plan promotes agility and adaptability. In today's rapidly changing business environment, organizations need to be able to respond quickly to new opportunities and challenges. 2. The concise nature of the 8-slide plan allows for easy updates and adjustments, ensuring that the organization's strategy remains relevant and responsive. Stanley's plan likely avoids overly granular detail, rather providing key performance indicators and strategic direction. Thus, a slide devoted to key performance indicators allows for easy monitoring of progress, and a slide showing market opportunities and threats allows a company to remain nimble. Section 4. Focusing on building a purpose-driven organization, as outlined in Johnathan Stanley's Purposeful Performance, delves into the practicalities of transforming an organization from a traditional, profit-centric entity into one driven by a clear and compelling purpose. This section transcends mere theoretical concepts, offering actionable strategies for cultivating a workplace where every member is deeply connected to the organization's mission and values. It emphasizes that building such an organization is not a one-time initiative, but an ongoing commitment that requires consistent effort and dedication. Stanley argues that a purpose-driven organization is not only ethically sound, but also strategically advantageous, attracting and retaining top talent, fostering customer loyalty, and driving sustainable growth. A core component of building a purpose-driven organization is cultivating a culture of purpose. This involves creating an environment where employees feel that their work has meaning and contributes to a greater good. Stanley stresses that this goes beyond simply stating the organization's mission. It requires embedding purpose into the daily operations and decision-making processes. For example, a company might implement regular purpose reflection sessions where employees are encouraged to discuss how their work aligns with the organization's mission and values. Or, a company could integrate purpose into its performance management system, rewarding employees not only for achieving their individual goals, but also for demonstrating a commitment to the organization's purpose. Stanley highlights the importance of fostering a culture of transparency and open communication, where employees feel empowered to voice their ideas and concerns. This could involve implementing regular feedback mechanisms, such as employee surveys or town hall meetings, and creating opportunities for employees to interact with senior leadership. Furthermore, building a purpose-driven organization involves attracting and retaining talent that aligns with the organization's values. Stanley argues that modern employees, particularly younger generations, are increasingly seeking meaningful work that contributes to a purpose beyond profit. This necessitates creating a workplace that not only offers competitive compensation and benefits, but also provides opportunities for personal and professional growth. For example, a company might offer mentorship programs, professional development workshops, and opportunities for employees to participate in volunteer activities. Stanley emphasizes the importance of communicating the organization's purpose and values during the recruitment process, ensuring that potential employees are aligned with the organization's mission. This could involve showcasing the organization's social impact initiatives and highlighting the opportunities for employees to contribute to a greater good. Equally important is the alignment of customer values with the organization's purpose. Stanley stresses that modern consumers are increasingly discerning, favoring brands that demonstrate ethical practices and social responsibility. This necessitates moving beyond transactional interactions and fostering genuine connections with customers. For example, a company might engage in cause-related marketing campaigns, partnering with nonprofit organizations to support social causes that align with their values. Or, a company could implement sustainable business practices, reducing its environmental footprint and contributing to a more sustainable future. Stanley also emphasizes the importance of customer feedback, ensuring that the organization's products and services are aligned with the needs and values of its customers. This could involve implementing customer surveys, focus groups, and social media monitoring. In essence, building a purpose-driven organization requires a holistic approach that integrates purpose into every aspect of the business, from employee engagement to customer relationships. It involves cultivating a culture of purpose, attracting and retaining talent that aligns with the organization's values, and fostering genuine connections with customers. By prioritizing purpose, organizations can not only enhance their brand reputation and customer loyalty, but also drive sustainable growth and create a positive impact on society. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Speed Reads. Your support is greatly appreciated. Section 5, Measuring and Communicating Impact, as presented in Johnathan Stanley's Purposeful Performance, addresses the critical need for organizations to not only do good, but to also effectively demonstrate and communicate the positive impact they are creating. In a business landscape increasingly scrutinized for its social and environmental contributions, transparency and accountability are paramount. Stanley argues that simply having a purpose is insufficient. Organizations must be able to quantify and articulate their impact to stakeholders, including employees, customers, investors, and the broader community. This section provides a framework for developing robust measurement systems and communication strategies that effectively showcase an organization's commitment to creating positive change. One of the key aspects of measuring impact is establishing clear and measurable metrics. Stanley emphasizes that organizations should move beyond anecdotal evidence and develop quantifiable indicators that track their progress towards their purpose-driven goals. For example, a company committed to environmental sustainability might track metrics such as carbon emissions, waste reduction, and energy consumption. A company focused on social impact might track metrics such as the number of individuals served by their programs, the improvement in educational outcomes, or the reduction in poverty rates. Stanley highlights the importance of aligning these metrics with the organization's core values and strategic objectives, ensuring that they accurately reflect the organization's impact. Furthermore, Stanley stresses the importance of using data to drive continuous improvement. By regularly monitoring and analyzing impact metrics, organizations can identify areas where they are making progress and areas where they need to improve. This data-driven approach allows organizations to refine their strategies, optimize their programs, and maximize their impact. For example, a company might use customer feedback to identify areas where they can improve their social impact initiatives, or they might use employee surveys to assess the effectiveness of their diversity and inclusion programs. Stanley also encourages organizations to benchmark their performance against industry best practices, identifying opportunities to learn from other purpose-driven organizations. Effective communication is equally crucial for demonstrating impact. Stanley argues that organizations should go beyond simply reporting their results. They should tell compelling stories that illustrate the human impact of their work. For example, a company might share stories of individuals whose lives have been transformed by their programs, or they might create videos that showcase their environmental sustainability initiatives. Stanley highlights the importance of using a variety of communication channels, including social media, websites, and annual reports, to reach a wide audience. Moreover, Stanley emphasizes the importance of transparency and accountability. Organizations should be open and honest about their impact, both positive and negative. He encourages organizations to publish their impact reports and make their data publicly available, allowing stakeholders to assess their performance and hold them accountable. This transparency builds trust and credibility, enhancing the organization's reputation and fostering stronger relationships with stakeholders. Stanley also notes the importance of third-party verification, where possible, to ensure the data is accurate. In essence, measuring and communicating impact provides a roadmap for organizations seeking to demonstrate their commitment to purpose-driven business practices. By establishing robust measurement systems and developing effective communication strategies, organizations can effectively showcase their positive impact, build trust with stakeholders, and drive sustainable growth. Conclusion: Purposeful Performance ultimately delivers a compelling argument for the transformative power of purpose-driven leadership. Johnathan Stanley's work provides a practical and insightful framework for organizations seeking to navigate the complexities of the modern business landscape. By prioritizing meaningful connections, aligning with authentic values, and demonstrating a commitment to social and environmental responsibility, organizations can unlock their full potential and create a lasting impact. The book's emphasis on the infinite loop of connection and the 8-slide strategic plan offers tangible strategies for cultivating a culture of purpose and driving sustainable growth. Beyond mere financial success, Stanley advocates for a holistic approach that integrates purpose into every aspect of the business, from employee engagement to customer relationships. This book serves as a powerful reminder that true success lies not only in what a business achieves, but also in the positive impact it creates. As organizations embrace the principles outlined in Purposeful Performance, they can not only enhance their brand reputation and customer loyalty, but also contribute to a more just and sustainable world. Stanley's work is a testament to the idea that a business fueled by meaning is a business that thrives, and that, in the long run, doing good is also doing very well. Thanks for listening. See you in the next speed read.